Our conversation about gun violence in America, and a lot of you have been writing me that the fastest way to protect children in American schools is to make sure the principal and the teachers can have guns. We wanted to explore that, so we take you tonight to schools where the people trained to teach can also have weapons. Does it work? ABC News searches for solutions after the tragedy at Sandy Hook. And here's ABC's Alex Perez.
In tiny Wichita Falls, Texas, some students say there's one thing that makes them feel safer. Their teachers are armed.
I like it because it kind of makes me feel safer. Because, it's terrible. We don't have a police station here.
Since 2007, the Herald School District allows teachers with concealed handgun licenses to carry guns in the classroom, a move the superintendent is convinced will prevent a school shooting here.
My goal is if someone comes in to try to hurt my little ones, that they are killed.
At Edison High School in Tulsa, Oklahoma, armed guards patrol the hallways.
I would rather have it and never have to use it than not have it and run into a situation where I couldn't do my job fully.
About 28,300 schools have armed security staff on campus, according to the National Center for Education Statistics. 20% of those primary schools, 54% middle schools, 68% of those high schools have armed security. And since the tragedy at Sandy Hook, lawmakers across the country now pushing a new solution to arm teachers in classrooms with guns.
You should be able to carry your handgun anywhere in this state.
I wish to God she had had an M4 in her office locked up.
Gun advocates point to a case in 1997 when an armed vice principal at a high school in Pearl, Mississippi stopped a 16-year-old gunman who had already shot and killed 2 students. But at a school in suburban Chicago, where the focus is high-tech security but no guns, 4th grade teacher Dara Sacker says training teachers to be sharpshooters and expecting them to be at the right place at the right time is unrealistic.
I wouldn't feel comfortable being armed. I think it'd be better to just keep the guns out of schools rather than armed teachers.
Bill Bond, who was principal at Heath High School in Paducah, Kentucky, when a gunman killed 3 students in 1997, believes more guns will create more problems.
If I'd have contested him with a gun, he still had 5 loaded guns and 1,000 rounds of ammunition. I think it might have just continued on.
I wanted to say thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
In this season in which people are desperate to do something, in Tennessee, one Marine, overcome with emotion after Sandy Hook, decided to do something on his own. He stands guard outside his daughter's school in Nashville, praying his uniform will be enough to deter the unthinkable.
If you are able and capable of doing something, you have the responsibility to act.
Only one goal, he says, to be a tiny sense of hope after a flood of despair. Alex Perez, ABC News, Chicago.